Yes, hi there. I have managed to get my hands on something very interesting, erotic, fruity, and very, very colourful. It's the diary of Callie Louise Underwood. Me, I am Gypsy Rose Lee. I'm going to be your storyteller. Sit back with your glass of wine and your cigarette and listen to the erotic story of Princess Callie Louise Underwood and a handsome man who comes round to show us some romance. Count Sudan. It was a beautiful summer's evening. It was absolutely beautiful. The sky was a darkish blue and the sun was just settling down. I was waiting for my prince to come round, Count Sudandy. He had written to me numerous times telling me he was going to show me a good time. I kept turning him down because there was another man in my life, Lord Marty Pass. Marty Pass was brave, courageous, and feared nothing. He had heard of Sudandy, and Sudandy had heard of Lord Marty Pass. And I think there was going to be a bit of rivalry, which we'll come to later on in the story. Princess Callie Louise Underwood continued to do herself up in her big mirror, combing her locks back and smelling of perfume. There was the knock at the door. Boom, boom, boom. Callie Louise Underwood sailed down the stairs in her silky gown and her white stilettos, leaving the trail of her beautiful perfume aromaed around the hotel. She opened the door and said, "Come in." Handsome he stood there, Sudandy came in. He could not hold himself back. He grabbed Callie Louise Underwood and took her by the hand and led her upstairs to the mansion bedroom. They slung their arms around each other, and Callie Louise Underwood said, "Oh, Sudandy, take me." Sudandy looked at her, and he said,
"With pleasure.
"I love you, and I'm going to show you a night that you've never had in your life before." Callie Louise Underwood's eyes flooded, and she went, "Take me now, Sudandy, take me now." She got down on her knees, unbuttoning Sudandy's shirt. She then undid the belt on Sudandy's trousers. She slipped off his big belt and undid his trousers. She slipped his trousers down and revealed Sudandy's bulging Y-fronts. She then slipped down his Y-fronts and released Sudandy's 14-inch throbbing girth that slapped gently against Callie Louise Underwood's pretty little innocent face. She said, "Wow, I can't take all that." Sudandy stood there and he stroked Princess Callie Louise Underwood's hair back and said, "Take it or leave it, you dirty little cow. It's the only one I have." Princess Callie Louise Underwood looked up and went, "Okay, I'll take it." And she slapped her lips around Sudandy's big, bulging, courageous, throbbing cock. Sudandy couldn't take no more, and he moaned out, "Ugh, I can't take no more, princess." And he squirted a fountain of thick wet spunk that sprayed all over Princess Callie Louise Underwood's face. Callie Louise Underwood laid back on the bed with just her white stilettos on. Sudandy admired the sunlight as it shone through the mansion window and beamed down on Princess Callie Louise Underwood's beautiful, throbbing twat. Sudandy got on top of her and he slipped a stiff girth deep inside her soaking, drenched twat. Callie Louise Underwood moaned out and said, "Take me and fuck me, Sudandy." Sudandy said, "Is this what Dixon did to you? Now it's my turn." At that moment, just as he was about to penetrate her, the door burst in. Soon Annie turned around with an anger's glare and said, "Who are you?" This big, ferocious animal beast stood there with teeth like a walrus and said, "I'm Lord Martin Pass. How dare you try and come in here and ravish my princess?" Soon Andy turned around and went for his jacket and pulled out his sword.
What's your favourite piece?
And said, "Which one's your favourite piece?" Marty Pass swung his sword round and said, "I'm gonna cut you in half like a fish, Soon Andy." Soon Andy looked at him and said, "You haven't got a chance, you bastard." Princess Callie Louise Underwood and stood up, not cheering one of them, but she was loving only Soon Andy. Soon Andy took a swing with his sword. Marty Pass took a swing with his sword, but Soon Andy was too quick and ducked. And Soon Andy put the sword right in Marty Pass's gullet. Marty Pass's teeth came out more than before, and they fell on the floor. And Soon Andy made a necklace out of Marty Pass's teeth and gave them to Princess Kelly Louise Underwood and said, "This is a gift that I saved your life." And the two of them lived happily ever after.
If you show Martin past that, he'll kill me.